Hey, my friends, we will be right back to the show. But I have a question for you. Are you struggling with the impact of childhood trauma? Well, know that you're not alone. I'm here to let you know that I'm starting a brand new weekly coaching group that includes a year of life coaching, accountability, support, habit and goal setting, and more. I'm starting a waitlist for the group right now, and I'm only taking a handful of people. And I'll let you know that through this personalized coaching, we'll work together to help you understand how your childhood trauma has shaped your beliefs, behaviors, emotions, and will help you create a roadmap for healing and growth. Right now, you can schedule an absolutely free coaching session with me and get put on the wait list if you go to thinkunbroken.com. My friends, it's your time to turn your trauma into triumph, breakdowns into breakthroughs, and become the hero of your own story. And I'm here to support you in doing that. Just go to thinkunbroken.com to register for a free coaching call with me and to get put on the wait list for the brand new weekly coaching program. We'll be right back to the show. But before we do, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, factormeals.com, where if you go to factormeals.com/unbroken50 and use the code unbroken50, you can get 50% off your first order. That's factormeals.com/unbroken50. If you're like me and you are a person who is busy trying to create a life, heal, work on their health, wealth, and relationships, and not to mention deal with the day-to-days of normal life, you do not have time to be going to the grocery store and trying to figure out what you're going to cook every single day of the week. In fact, one time I did the math and I realized I was spending over 15 hours a week at the grocery store and cooking. When I added Factor, I got to use that time for myself, for my family, for my friends, for my community, and for my business. And so if you're in the place where you need some more support in the kitchen, head to factormeals.com/unbroken50 and use the code unbroken50 to get 50% off.
The future of legal THC is Mood's THCA flower. Find it today at hellomood.com, the best online dispensary that ships discreetly to your door. Great for beginner and veteran users, Mood enhances awe-inspiring experiences with a variety of high-quality products you can trust, from gummies and pre-rolls to classic flower and so much more. Try Mood's new THCA flower today, and for 20% off your first order plus a free pre-roll of THCA flower, go to hellomood.com and use promo code PODCAST20.
Hey, my friends, we will be right back to the show. But I have a question for you. Are you struggling with the impact of childhood trauma? Well, know that you're not alone. I'm here to let you know that I'm starting a brand new weekly coaching group that includes a year of life coaching, accountability, support, habit and goal setting, and more. I'm starting a waitlist for the group right now, and I'm only taking a handful of people. And I'll let you know that through this personalized coaching, we'll work together to help you understand how your childhood trauma has shaped your beliefs, behaviors, emotions, and will help you create a roadmap for healing and growth. Right now, you can schedule an absolutely free coaching session with me and get put on the wait list if you go to thinkunbroken.com. My friends, it's your time to turn your trauma into triumph, breakdowns into breakthroughs, and become the hero of your own story. And I'm here to support you in doing that. Just go to thinkunbroken.com to register for a free coaching call with me and to get put on the wait list for the brand new weekly coaching program. Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation? Welcome to the Think Unbroken podcast. I'm your host, Michael Unbroken, and this podcast is about helping trauma survivors let go of the past, overcome their fear, discover their identity, become the hero of their own story, and ultimately to be unbroken. Our goal in company is to bring on guests and experts in the fields of mental, physical, and psychological health to help you overcome the past, to take back your power. And in this podcast, we are unedited and unfiltered, and we're going to give it to you real so that you can start to create massive change in your life. If you're curious about learning more outside the podcast, you can get a free copy of my book, Think Unbroken, at book.thinkunbroken.com. That's book.thinkunbroken.com, where you can get a copy of my #1 best-selling book, Think Unbroken: Understanding and Overcoming Childhood Trauma. The most important thing that you can ever do, my friends, is show up for yourself, and that's where you are today. And I appreciate you. I have massive gratitude for you. And without further ado, let's get into the show. We'll be right back to the show, but before we do, I want to take a moment and tell you about my new book, Unbroken Man, A Man's Guide to Being the Hero of Their Own Story. I sat down a few months ago and realized that there are so many men in the world that need guidance, that need support, that need to learn about trauma, removing themselves from toxic masculinity, breaking down the barriers to vulnerability, getting unstuck, and ultimately learning the tools to become the hero of their own story. Unbroken Man is available for pre-order right now if you go to men.thinkunbroken.com, where you'll also get access to over $1,000 in bonuses, including the 6-week in-depth trauma healing coaching app, which you'll get instant access to. I created Unbroken Man to be accessible to everyone around the world, but it is written for men from the guise of a man, and I hope that you will find it to be a practical tool on your healing journey in the same way that thousands of men around the world have. So check out men.thinkunbroken.com to pre-order, and until next time, be unbroken.
Positive thoughts actually create real change in the physiology of your brain, the way that it fires. And so when you think about the way that you are stepping into who you are, most people, the vast majority, I would argue, step into change about who they are, about looking at the negativity of it through the scope of discomfort. What I try to do, and one of the things that has gotten me to where I am right now, and one of the things I encourage all of my clients to do, is to do things that make them uncomfortable, but think about the positive outcome. Because when you're thinking and you're focused on the positive outcomes, just like I wrote in the first book, Think Unbroken, fear and excitement are the same physiological response. It's just that when you don't understand the truth, that when you're flooded with adrenaline, right, and you're in that state, the body wants to escape and run. But that's not always necessarily beneficial to you. I'll give you a great example of a moment that it's not. Let's say public speaking, right? The thing that everyone says is everyone's biggest fear. I don't think that's everyone's biggest fear. I just think people have not figured out how to yet assess the emotional chemical reaction to the stimulus of stepping on stage. And so when we're flooded with adrenaline, right, and we're going through this place where our amygdala is firing and saying, hey, wait a second, hold on. This might be a fight or flight situation. What you have to do is bring a massive, massive, massive amount of cognizant awareness to what is happening. And so when you have this emotional response to stimulus, which you effectively will, this could be anything from love to, anger to, car accidents, or stepping into rooms where you're unknown, or cooking dinner, or anything. The way that you think about that moment matters so much, because that's where you're going to create the emotional response to it through awareness. And so when you're getting ready to go on stage, again, we're using this for context because I think it's this common fear a lot of people have, is when you're having that adrenaline and your stomach feels weird and your hands get tingly and numb and you get tunnel vision, what you have to understand is that is your brain preparing you for fight, flight, freeze, fawn, right? That's such a sympathetic response. And in that moment, if you can ask yourself this question, which I think is incredibly important question, am I safe? Am I safe? If you can ask yourself that question, you will notice that the adrenaline rush that you're having will actually, if you're paying attention, will actually begin to subside. Because you have to remind, look, your brain is trapped in darkness. It's not actually really, it's interesting because there's a lot of conversation of what controls the brain, the mind or the brain. And I think it's the mind. I think your thoughts, I know this, and I think Dr. Carolyn Leaf will prove this as well. Like your thoughts, what you think are controlled first, right? It's thought and then action. And so in these moments of stepping into the unknown, of being who it is that you are, there's often that response that is physical that is happening. It could be anything. I mean, the first time that here's a weird example. Let's say you want to go roller skating. You haven't been roller skating before, or you haven't done it since you were 7, and now you're 47. I want to go roller skating, but that nervousness, that sensation comes up with you. Now, historically, when you have tried things that are uncomfortable and you failed through them, or you didn't go as you planned, or maybe there's a little bit of embarrassment tied with it, your brain will go, no, you can't do it, right? How many people do you know? And you may be one of those people. I used to be one of these people where someone would ask me, hey, do you want to go do this thing? And it'd be something I was actually interested in doing, but I would default to no. How many of you guys are defaulting to no, where you're just, I can't, no, I can't, no, it's too much, too embarrassing, too, right? There is, I believe this to be true, there is an amount of fearlessness that you need in your life as you are creating. In the willingness to ask yourself when faced with stepping into this new understanding of who you are and having the emotional response that you're having, to ask yourself, am I safe? Because chances are you are safe. Now, of course, there's context in this. You can be skydiving. It's a totally different situation. But I'm talking about more in your day-to-day life, right now in this moment, as you're stepping in and creating who you are. So if the chasm for healing in this journey is the space of stepping into and creating your identity.
We'll be right back to this episode of the Think Unbroken podcast in just a moment, but I wanted to invite you to come and join the Think Unbroken Discord community. If you don't know about Discord, it's being built on Web3, which is a platform that we as the users get to own. So no more Instagram or Facebook or algorithms getting in the way of you seeing and being a part of content. In the Discord channel, we're going to grow this to hundreds of thousands of community members, hopefully over time. But today it's small, it's close, it's intimate, where you'll be able to get access to live coaching with me, where you'll have chat with the Unbroken Nation community, where you can talk about a range of topics, anywhere from thinking about habits and growth mindset, goals, trauma, recovery, dating, relationships, career, accountability, business, meditation, feedback, and more. And so all you have to do is go to thinkunbroken.com/discord. That's thinkunbroken.com/discord. That's DISCORD to join the Unbroken Nation community.
Then when you create your identity through excitement about who it is that you are and are building into, it's less likely that you're going to run from it as a survival response to stimulus. Think about this for a second. Think about this. If the only thing that you ever do is run from what you're curious about, your wants, your needs, your interests, your values, that thing inside of you to go towards this, if you always run away from that, that's an autonomic and often subconscious response to something that your brain has evaluated in the past as dangerous. But I'm telling you, if you listen to what I'm saying right now in those moments, I'll give you another one. This is one of my favorites, actually. Karaoke. Think about this. How many people like karaoke? Right? You probably like it. It's probably something. Except if you are terrified of it, and your body goes, no way. You can't get on stage. You can't even fathom. But when you understand that the emotional response that the body has to fear and excitement is the same thing, and you simply ask your brain, am I safe? You will have a vastly different experience. And I think one of the things that's important is not to vacillate between am I safe or not, but instead, as soon as you have the answer, to move in towards the thing that you need to do. Because you can always find a reason why you cannot do something. I think that's always very simple. But in life, in the scope of safety, it's about you have this opportunity to understand at a deeper scope and level who you are. And by doing this, if you're always living in fear, if you're always living in this place of I can't, I shouldn't, I'm scared, you'll never fully step into understanding who you are. Now, what I'm getting to here, I know it's a very long explanation, but I wanted to create massive context for you guys to understand causation and correlation in this journey. I think it's not touched on enough. I think people are missing the boat on it. And that's why we're going back into this today, because you must understand the behavioral patterns today based off the experiences of your past that have led into this moment. This is everything. It's everything to understand how you got to where you are today. Because the only way you get to where you want to go is to understand how you got to where you are today. And so as you're going through this process and you said, this is who I want to be. This is who I believe that I am. This is who I have this ideation about myself that I want to explore. The most important thing, in my opinion, the most important thing that you can do is not justify who you are, but instead act. Action will teach you more about who you are than anything else. Most people will go and ask permission to be themselves before actually being themselves. And this is dangerous. Why? Why is this dangerous? Because the moment that you start to bring in outside input, the brain is going to revert back to assessing for danger. Because the people around you, what they're going to do is they're going to say, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do that? That doesn't sound like a great idea. Amber, Jennifer, Heather, Tom, Steve. I don't know, guys. That doesn't sound like a great idea. You sure you want to do that thing? Because I did that one thing that one time. And because I did that one thing that one time and I had a bad experience, I said, never again. Well, think about this. What does that have to do with you? What does that have to do with you? Other people's experiences, I mean, of course we're communal, right? But in reality, we don't live life for each other. And so because of that, what you have to understand is while people may have your best interest in mind, they're wrong. The only way that you're going to know who you are is by having the experience that you need to experience to find out the truth. How do you find out who you are? By, instead of asking, which is a form of justification, right? Is it okay if I do this thing? Is it okay? Can someone please give me permission to be me? Instead of asking to be you, what you do if you want to find success in your life is you step into being you and understand that you do not have to ask people permission to do so. There's a lot to this. There's so many aspects of this journey that I know are in real time being evaluated by each of us as individuals. But the one thing that I know that holds the most true in this experience of healing is that for those who are willing to say, this is who I am, plant their flag in the ground. And again, this is factoring in that you have created a framework of a baseline foundation of who you are. You know your values, your wants, your needs, your interests, your moral character, your personal, your boundaries. You have a mission, a motto, a statement. You have something that conveys who you are. That becomes the framework for you to be able to step into this effectively.
Unbroken Nation, hope that you just got a tremendous amount of value from today's episode. I want to know what you think. Please do me a favor and review, rate, and share the episode with 3 friends on social media today. It would mean the world if you did, because ultimately at the end of the day, creating community and connection is how we heal generational trauma in the world. And I need your help to do that, Unbroken Nation. So if you're on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you are, please like, comment, share, review. I want to know not only what you like about the show, but how I can make the show better, how I can make this further about helping you on your healing journey. So do me a favor, And when you do, shoot me a screenshot of you making the review to my DM at Michael Unbroken on Instagram so that I can have a conversation with you, say hi, and more importantly, so I can share it with the Unbroken Nation. Thank you so much, my friend. We'll be right back, but I wanted to take a quick moment to tell you about the Think Unbroken 6-week trauma healing coaching program. If you go to coaching.thinkunbroken.com, that's coaching.thinkunbroken.com, you can sign up for the 6-week daily Think Unbroken Trauma Healing Coaching Program. In this program, we're going to go over the 6 principles of healing trauma, adaptation, understanding the impacts of trauma, how to become the hero of your own story, what to do next, and ultimately what it means to be unbroken. For more information about this 6-week coaching program, which you can download as an app on your phone and take with you everywhere, no matter where you are in the world, it's interactive. It's built about giving you practical tools that you can use in real time. And if you're ready for what's next in your life, go to coaching.thinkunbroken.com. Again, that's coaching.thinkunbroken.com. Now let's get back to the show. Hey, my friends, we will be right back to the show. But I have a question for you. Are you struggling with the impact of childhood trauma? Well, know that you're not alone. I'm here to let you know that I'm starting a brand new weekly coaching group that includes a year of live coaching, accountability, support, habit and goal setting, and more. I'm starting a waitlist for the group right now, and I'm only taking a handful of people. And I'll let you know that through this personalized coaching, we'll work together to help you understand how your childhood trauma has shaped your beliefs, behaviors, emotions, and will help you create a roadmap for healing and growth. Right now, you can schedule an absolutely free coaching session with me and get put on the wait list if you go to thinkunbroken.com. My friends, it's your time to turn your trauma into triumph, breakdowns into breakthroughs, and become the hero of your own story. And I'm here to support you in doing that. Just go to thinkunbroken.com to register for a free coaching call with me and to get put on the wait list for the brand new weekly coaching program.
What's so special about Hero Bread's soft, fluffy, and delicious breads, buns, and tortillas? Hero Bread serves up 0 to 1 grams of net carbs, 5 to 11 grams of protein, and high fiber in every delicious serving. Made with natural ingredients, Hero Bread supports gut health, promotes weight management, and helps maintain blood sugar. Hero also drops other limited edition ultra-low net carb goodies like rich flaky croissants and buttery brioche slider rolls. Head to hero.co to shop today.